Hey everybody, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 363 of quitting alcohol. Well, that means two more videos after today, and then I'm out of here. So today I wanted to talk about two topics in this one video. And the first thing that I was thinking a lot about today is how much of a struggle it seemed like in the beginning of quitting alcohol. It was to fight the cravings. Alcohol was like on my mind almost, it seemed like every second of every day. And that went on for a long time. I tried to do my best to control my mind. And by doing so, it started getting easier and easier as time went on. But I think that for most of us, when we first quit alcohol, if you've been drinking it for a long period of time, I mean, it's an addiction, right? And so it feels like it's something you need or that you're compelled to do every single day. So when you stop cold turkey like I did, or even if you don't stop cold turkey and you wean yourself off of it, you're still going to feel this pull, like something's missing in your life. This just craving of alcohol, and it's really it's frustrating, right? Because you want to stop this, you don't want to feel this way, but nonetheless, there's the feelings, there's the thoughts, and you try really hard to fight that, and it kind of is a fight. I've compared it to like running a marathon every single day. I remember when I would go one day without alcohol, it felt like I ran a marathon. I mean, it took that same kind of willpower to make it to the finish line, right? To go to bed that night and to have not taken a sip of alcohol. I was that addicted to it. It seemed just daunting as hell to go one day without alcohol, let alone 2, 3, 4 a week. I mean, so if you're feeling that way, you're not alone in that. But then, here I am almost a year later now in just a few days. And I'm here to tell you that that fades, that gets better, that starts to go away. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's like 3-month blocks where it's like you get over this huge hurdle, or you graduate to the next level, or you level up. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but I remember 3 months was a huge difference from obviously day one, and then 6 months, and then 9 months, and now basically being at a year here. I didn't think it could get that much better from 9 months to a year. But I'm not going to lie, there were times at the 9-month mark where I still was, a little, uncertain about, I don't want to say uncertain about making it to a year. I knew I was committed to that. But there were still some doubts that, maybe after a year I was going to go back to alcohol, or maybe, I was going to use that as an excuse. Well, I've gone a year and I can drink now. And there was still a part of me, even at 9 months, that really, that part had gotten super small, but there was still a part of me that thought, I want to drink, and that part was a lot smaller than the part that didn't want to drink. But now being at a year, that part of me is virtually gone, for the most part. Is it 100%? No, but that's something like I've talked about. Maybe that will always be there to a little bit, to some degree. Maybe it won't. Nonetheless, though, the part of me that doesn't want to drink as this has gone on keeps growing, and that part that wants to drink keeps dying. And, what I feel like today is like the thought of drinking is I don't want to drink, whereas, a month ago I wanted to drink. Whereas even maybe 6 months ago, there was still a larger part of me, or half of me, that wanted to drink. And then at 9 months, it was like 25% of me. And now at a year, maybe it's 5%. But not when 95% of you is being, I don't want to drink. And I go, well, why is that? How did it change from, feeling like I was running a marathon every day to it would feel like now if I drank, I would have to force myself to drink. It would be a conscious decision to, derail everything. It'd be like a disaster. It would be like just a horrible decision, and I don't want to do that, right? Whereas day one, I wanted to drink. Day two, day three, man, you know, you're just wanting to go for it. Where you miss your alcohol, you're pining after it, you're miserable, things aren't getting better. And again, I can't emphasize enough, and I can't leave you guys with any other piece of information as I wrap this channel up. Other than you have to put in the time, and that's something you can't rush. Time passes by how time passes by, like sands in an hourglass, right? It's gonna go so fast or so slow, you know, depending on how you navigate through it. But nonetheless, a minute is a minute, an hour is an hour, and a day is a day. And you know, you cannot, you know, make the world go round quicker, you know, and that's just the way that it is. So, but that said, have hope in that, have knowledge in that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that when I started this whole thing, that time was that big of a deal, that just being longer and longer without alcohol would make it get better. But that's a huge part of it. Now, that's not to say there aren't other factors like working on yourself, building a life that's going to make you not want to drink again, and that type of thing, like I've talked about. And I really encourage you guys to watch a lot of these videos, go back and randomly pick different ones, or start on day one and follow me day by day, because you know, I kind of just share what I'm feeling that day, what I'm thinking about, a tool that I might have picked up, a tip or a trick or whatever. And I really hope you guys find some help in these things that I've learned along the way. Am I some guru? No, I'm just like you are. I was addicted to alcohol. I was compelled to do it. I felt like I would never get away from it. I thought I was going to die a drinker and die because of my drinking. And that's where I was. So, you know that and have hope in that, hey, you know, this guy's just like me. He's no different. You know, I've had my share of traumas in my life. I've had my share of ups and downs and different things. And, you know, but, you know, I always knew, and I hope you know too, that you are in control of your life. Nobody else is, right? So, you know, you have to first start there. You have to go, I'm in control here. I can quit drinking. Nobody else is going to do this for me. If my life's shitty or I don't like this about my life, I can change all these things. And you can change just about anything in your life if you put focused attention on it, effort, and make a plan and stick to it, and give it time and effort, man. You know, that's how, you know, rivers are formed, right? Time and erosion. That water just keeps working and working and working the canyon until eventually, you know, you have this canyon with this raging river. And you know, but it didn't happen overnight. It was years and years. Now, it doesn't take years and years and years, you know, with this process, but that's just an analogy, an example of how, you know, you can, you know, move mountains, or, you know, rivers can carve canyons through time and effort, right? So, you know, and we're more capable than water, right? We're made up of water, but we're so much more than that. And you're capable of you know, doing what you want to do if you put your mind to it. So don't ever lose sight of that. You know, that's something, and maybe that's been one saving grace I've had in my entire life, is I've always owned the fact and never blamed on anybody or anything, you know, where I am in my life, and I can change this and I can do that. Now, sometimes we don't have the want. Sometimes I wanted to quit drinking more than I wanted to quit. And things kept getting worse until that finally changed. But nonetheless, I knew that I was the only one that was ever going to be able to do it, and I was capable of it, even though at times it seems like you're not, you know. So hang in there and you know, believe in yourself, like I talked about yesterday, because, you know, we are much more capable than what we think if we put our minds to it. And like I say, time and effort. Those are the two things. If you walk away with nothing else from this entire channel, those two things, you know. The other topic I wanted to talk about was finding peace. And that's a big one, because to me, happiness isn't money. Happiness isn't, you know, doing things every single day. Happiness isn't, you know, everybody's looking for happiness, and we look to outward sources for happiness. alcohol, going out and partying, money, objects. I see people that buy things because, buying things gives them temporary happiness, drunk ordering on Amazon. I mean, whatever. People find happiness or temporary relief in food. But all this thing, what's crazy is that's not peace. That's not happiness. These are all artificial things that fade. It's just like these people that I know that like go through cars like freaking underwear. They get a new car, they lease it, they get tired of it, they get a new one, and they're just ending up upside down and losing money on all these vehicles that they're buying or leasing because they get that temporary hit, that buzz from that purchase of that vehicle, and then it fades. It goes away. It's not true happiness, True happiness doesn't fade. Peace doesn't fade, It's one of those things that, and it's within. It's not external things. It's not buying things. It's not food, alcohol, drugs, sex, all these outward sources. Other people can't make us have that peace or joy. You have to find it within. And that's been one of the biggest challenges and growings for me over the last year of quitting alcohol. You can never, I don't think, ever find peace, true peace, if you're drugging yourself every day with alcohol, because you're turning to that instead of looking within. You're grabbing the outward sources and stuff. You have to feel the discomfort, pain, and I don't want to call it suffering, but maybe it is a little bit of suffering, not having your drug, not having these outward things anymore, and kind of just feeling who you truly are. And I mentioned to one viewer the other day in a comment that for the first time in over 20 years, I look in the mirror now, and I'm not talking from a physical standpoint, but from just the person I'm becoming, who I see now. I like for the first time in over 20 years. I couldn't say that about myself when I was dousing myself in copious amounts of alcohol every single day. I didn't like who I was becoming. Not only did I not like who I saw staring back at me in the mirror, I didn't like that person was regressing, getting worse and worse every single day, right? When you're heading in a direction that is a downward spiral and not an upward trajectory, right? And who wants to be doing that? Who wants to be heading downhill to a bottomless pit of rock bottomness, right? We want to be heading the other way, away from that. We want to be excelling in life. We want to be progressing and becoming better versions of ourselves, not only for us, but the people we care about, and the people around us, and everything. And so it's like I say, and part of this peace comes from when you give up the alcohol. I didn't have peace in my life because I wanted to quit drinking, but the other side of me wanted to keep drinking, right? So it was this constant battle and turmoil of just, I don't want to drink, but I need to drink, every freaking day, man. And it got so old. It almost is enough to just bring you to like tears of frustration of just wanting to be free of this poison. But this other part of you just keeps grabbing that can or that bottle or that glass and pouring it down your freaking guzzle. And it was a weird bad place. And I'm thankful and blessed to not be there anymore. And so you don't have that peace either, that you don't just have the peace away from, hey, I'm not a drinker, I don't have to battle this anymore. The minute you put down the alcohol, at least that peace comes, the peace that I'm just not drinking anymore. I don't have to fight the fact that, every day now that am I going to drink or am I not going to drink? It's just, I'm not going to drink, and you move forward and you develop that peace earlier than later, right? Now, the next piece I'm talking about is just kind of that inner peace. And I'm not talking like I'm, Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda here or anything, but, inner peace and without sounding hippy dippy, I mean, peace just means, you're content with who you are and the life that you have and that you're building, and that you have peace when you're heading in the right direction in life rather than regressing. And so, that's a life goal, right? To have peace, to have happiness. I was thinking about, my own kids, because what do I want for my kids, right? I love my kids more than anything. And what do I want for them? I want them to have peace. I want them to have happiness. Money's nice, right? Money's kind of freedom because you can do what you want when you have money. But I would rather them be broke as a joke and be happy and have peace than money. And I want that for myself. I want that for anybody. I think that, what good is it if you're a billionaire and you hate your life, or you're trapped in that alcohol trap and have that constant battle every day, right? Like, if it's just not even a question to me. I mean, maybe other people feel differently, but it's just like your health too, right? What does it matter if you have all the money in the world, but you're sitting there miserable in an iron lung or something horrible like that, or that you get yourself some self-inflicted thing that you're terminal, and you feel horrible every day, and it's something that you caused by your drinking or something. I mean, money doesn't matter at that point. You can't take it with you when you go. It's just a matter of, what did you leave? What mark did you leave? Were you a good mom, a good dad, a good, husband, wife, friend? I mean, a coworker? Did you leave a positive mark on this world, or did you just sit there on your bar stool or in your chair getting drunk every single night, not benefiting anybody but your own selfish, what you wanted for your own instant gratification because you couldn't level up and deal with life on its own terms? Now, I'm not putting anybody down, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way towards anybody. I'm saying that because I was that. That was me, and I'm on the upward side of that now, coming out of that, and I couldn't have done it if I didn't put the drink down and stop the poison, and then taking a good hard look at myself. So your first year of drinking, I think where a lot of people make a mistake, your first year of quitting drinking isn't just willing yourself every day to not drink, because that's a miserable thing, right? I mean, you do have to will yourself through certain days or maybe certain cravings or whatever. But if you had to do that every single day for the rest of your life, I don't think I could do it, What makes the difference is that you start looking at yourself and fixing the reasons you drink. If you don't like something in your life that's making you stressed, that's making you drink, fix that, right? Fix that crappy job, or fix that, whatever it is that's causing the woes in your world, right? Because once you do that, then that's one less thing that's going to make you want to drink. And and then take a look at yourself. It's not just fixing, maybe your financial troubles or your job, these kind of outward things that you have some control over, but also the things within yourself, that the grief, the traumas, the insecurities, the lacks of confidence, the inability to socialize, all these different things that we drink for. You have to take a hard look at those and start, going to work at that. And I do think, again, that's why a lot of people go back to the alcohol, is because that's where the breakdown happens. They will themselves to not drink at a social event. They will themselves to not drink after a stressful day. They just will themselves through. And then finally, they just blow their top. I can't do this anymore. Boom. And back to the alcohol we go, right? So you have to start immediately taking a look at these things and feeling it. And I think one of the biggest things that helped me was I would just sit down on my deck and feel. And if it felt bad, it felt freaking bad, man. And you'd want to drink the alcohol, but I just sit there and feel it, and just let that craving pass. Just sit there and feel. I didn't even know what I was feeling sometimes. Just the not feeling for so many years, and running from myself and things, and whatever it was, the empty pit of despair we feel inside when we stop drinking and don't have our drug anymore. Just feel that, right? Feel it. What the hell? It ain't going to kill you, because I'm living proof of that. It doesn't kill you to feel it. What it does is it starts to finally heal. It starts to finally fade. And then you don't need the alcohol anymore because you're starting to heal, right? That starts to fade, the cravings and that kind of thing. So that's where the peace I'm talking about comes in, is when you face yourself and you start feeling, and you start, trying to be a better you, right? Trying, putting effort into it, like that water in the river canyon, time and effort on yourself, right? because again, we're capable of change. You don't have to stay stuck in your same rut, and again, guys, this is just my take on this whole thing. I really want to try to make these last couple of videos, impactful, because it's from day one to almost a year now, right? And what have I learned? What can I share with you guys to help? Because that was the point of this channel, to help me, to give me some accountability, but to help you, to help other people. Because this is what I was looking for. I want to see a guy day by day go along trying to quit alcohol and how he gets along. Can he do it, right? I saw comments when I was in like week 2, or I don't know, some people took them down, but there were just some negativity going on there about, oh, this guy, he's not going to be able to make it. This isn't, and I couldn't help but laugh at that, because it's like, I'm thinking to myself, am I going to, right? I didn't know, right? I mean, you start out and you give it your all, but you got insecurity about it. You've failed how many times in the past trying, right? And I wanted to create reality. This is reality TV, right? I mean, this is it. None of this crap scripted or anything like that. It's just me talking from my heart every single day about addiction with alcohol, and how it's gone, and where it's going. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed these videos. The only reason I always say, give them a like and subscribe. It's not for me. I'm never going to make money on this channel. That was never the intent either. It was always to help. And that's why, if you guys can go back and like videos and subscribe and share these with people struggling with alcohol, all that's going to do is, if this has helped you at all in any way, shape, or form, any of these videos, it just makes it so other people on YouTube can find it that might be looking. Because I even looked, I typed in quitting alcohol just to see, are my videos even pop up? I maybe saw 1 or 2 pop up, but not many. And again, I don't have that many subscribers, and this is a taboo subject for maybe a lot of people. I don't know. But the more people that like and share and subscribe, it just maybe someday, maybe after I'm done with day 365 and I'm long gone off this channel, one day maybe it'll start growing and helping people. And because I'm not pulling it down, it's like a book, like I said, that I've written, that I want people to read if it helps them. If it doesn't, then find another book that helps you. But hopefully through time and that kind of thing, it can help more and more people. And, that's the goal. So anyway, guys, as always, if you are enjoying these videos, please give them a like, subscribe to the channel if you can. And most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss. You are. You guys have a great day.